Right, welcome back to the channel. Video number 5, last one in the series dealing with racecraft and race management for lower ranks. Full disclosure, I'm having a little bit of difficulty getting this video done. Every time I'm entering this race, it's chaos. Unavoidable things, you know, if someone dive bombs you from 2 seconds back and then other people take revenge on you, mistaking you for someone else. If there's any race where this video is worth it, it's this race. But yeah, full disclosure, I'm actually having a bit of difficulty getting it done. I had wondered whether it would be worth doing, because I thought with the success of my last video that maybe too many people know this account and they would give me too much respect on track and it wouldn't be representative of what you guys are dealing with. But nope, that is definitely not a problem here. People are definitely not being respectful right now. So, quick word about the meta car. If you are looking at this leaderboard and you see loads of BRZs and you think, I really don't like that car, you don't have to use this car, okay? There are plenty of cars that are viable here. Sure, in time trial, over a lap, this is probably the best car, but it's a very high skill ceiling car. You might be surprised to realise that this is the first time I've actually ever driven this car in a race. I've always avoided using it when it's been meta because there's other cars that have been viable, and this is a very high skill ceiling car. There's drivers faster than me that don't like this car, so no shame in you if you decide not to use this car. It's better to use something that you feel comfortable in and are likely to make less mistakes in than pushing yourself to use this car if you're not at least A+. But for me, I've decided that it's time that I've got to learn this car and I've got to get used to it. So that's what I'm trying to do. Quick word while we've got a minute. A massive thank you to everybody who watched last week's video. Actually, it was the second video I did last week. It went out on Wednesday. Over 5,000 views at the last look, which is incredible. Thank you so much to people that have watched that. I wasn't sure whether putting myself out there to reveal my vulnerabilities, to be that candid with how I've dealt with pressure, etc. These aren't things that people feel comfortable talking about, but in coaching, with almost 300 hours of coaching, I can tell you it's extremely common. So I felt like it's something I wanted to talk about. I just wasn't really sure whether people would feel comfortable with it being talked about, but the response has been absolutely overwhelming. It's definitely given me an indication of where I think I need to go with my videos. So this will be the last one in this series with this, and then I'm going to be focusing, I think, more on my races and what I'm thinking in those races and how I'm managing them, and we'll see what the response to that is. So yeah, I'm just trying to get a feel for what it is you as the audience want to see. Always start on hard tyres if you are going from the mid pack or from the back of the pack. Don't waste mediums being in traffic. Pit options are 7 is optimal, and then 6 if you want to undercut. Haven't seen anyone going earlier than that, and I don't think there's conditions in time trial because the race is always 14 degrees, so that usually means there's no conditions. If any race that I've done in this video series really drives home the point of patient driving and anticipating and trying to stay out of trouble and waiting for other people to make mistakes, it's this one. It's such a high skill ceiling car, and the track is also very difficult. You have to use the curbs but not the sand, and it's just a very difficult combination. So it's also very difficult to pass people if there's no even with a pace advantage. If the guy in front isn't compliant with the move, if he tries to defend, it's almost impossible to get past, even if you're like a second a lap quicker. You just have to wait for them to make mistakes. What a terrible place to start. Well, that lost us a lot of time. Oh, there's one. You're going to see a lot of that all week. There's 2. Oh, and 3 and 4. Yeah, you are going to see a lot of that this week. Really, really are. The way this track needs to be driven. And particularly this car, if you choose the BRZ. So easy to make a mistake. I wouldn't normally advise going for a move into the corkscrew unless you are that much faster. Like if you're already overtaking them, already alongside them before the corkscrew, then yeah, go for it. If you try to outbrake someone, it's not going to work. Okay, well this race is going a little bit better than the last ones already. We've got a little bit of breathing space behind and a big gaggle of cars in front. I don't know what lap I'm pitting yet. If there's an opportunity to undercut someone, I'll go lap 6. Otherwise, I'll go lap 7 for the optimal strategy. Right, he made the right decision there. If you can get your nose alongside someone and you're the guy on the inside, the corner's yours. If you're the guy on the outside, just concede it. Concede it and fall in. Trying to battle it will not work. Please give me room. Okay, thank goodness. Right, hopefully we're into the cleaner part of the lobby. All the issues I've had today have been in that phase of the race, trying to get past those guys at the back. So if you're in this situation where you've got a little bit of breathing space in the middle of the race, it's okay to acknowledge and recognize your current level in relation to your peer drivers. Everyone's on their own journey, everyone's at their own stage of development. Some people are trying harder than others. Some people are trying smarter than others. So what I'm driving at is, if you're catching the guys in front, keep your head together. Don't do something stupid to jeopardize the good pace that you're showing. On the other hand, if someone's catching you, keep your head together. Don't jeopardize what results you could get by panicking because someone's catching you. You're not as fast as you want to be yet, it doesn't mean that you won't eventually get there. I'm not using fuel map 2 this week in A-ranked lobbies. That would just be disaster. These guys are too fast and this car has enough acceleration problems as it is already. So I'm trying to drive consistently, but I'm trying not to push it too hard. He says as he completely misses the apex. This is a good opportunity to talk about tyre management, because this is a tyre wear race, not so much on hard tyres, but it is on the mediums. So you need to look after the mediums. Particularly lower ranked drivers usually need to look after the mediums. The way to do that, think about the concept of turning less. If I asked you to do an entire lap or to drive the track with as minimal steering input as possible, how would that change your lines? If you think about it and you go and try it, you'll notice that what happens is, in order to turn less, you have to turn in earlier. And that actually exposes one of the most common problems in lower ranks who come to me for coaching. Digit will corroborate this as well. Lower ranks turn in too late and too wide, under the false belief that squaring off the corner allows them to get the throttle down earlier. The truth is that you have to put so much steering lock in for the super wide line that you're not able to unwind the steering when you're getting on the throttle. So actually, if you're thinking about tyre care, turning into the corner earlier so that you ultimately have to use less steering lock all the way round, as I take completely the wrong line, will both look after your tyres and make you a faster driver. So I'm trying not to attack these guys. I'm trying not to close up too much, because I'm trying to be representative of what someone with their skill level would be. If I just zoom straight up to them, catch them up and put them under pressure and go for moves, it's not fair, it's not realistic for what it is you've got to achieve, or what it is you've got to do. So I'm trying to match their pace and then go for moves when they present themselves, which hopefully is the same sort of situation that you guys would get. So someone started on the mediums and he's only gone to lap 5. That's quite bad tyre wear to only make 5 laps. So we've just got his position for sure. In this situation, you're in a pretty decent position. You definitely want to try and work with these guys. Oh, more issues up ahead. Oh my goodness. And he didn't ghost as well. Right, we're going to go inside. Yeah, he should have just backed out. If he just conceded the position and backed out, then he wouldn't have gone on the grass, on the sand. You can't hold the outside round in that corner. It's not possible. Right, I'm going to go for the optimal strat because there's no one to undercut. So if someone's within like a second, then go for lap 6. If someone's like 1 second in front of you, 1.5, then go for lap 6, try and undercut them. But in that situation, the guy in front was too far ahead for the undercut. So we're just going to stay out and go for fresher tyres. Don't commit to one strategy. Decide on the fly. Based on how your race is going, what does the race need you to do? This car, if you are using this car, you may notice my gear choices. This car needs you to use the right gears to both get rotation and traction. And if your apex speed isn't high enough, you will struggle with using the gears that I'm using here, or the gears that you see the top guys using in replays, because the car will just bog down. It doesn't bog down because I'm able to carry enough apex speed. And that's another reason why I think this car isn't necessarily the best choice for this level. Of course, if you want to use it, more power to you, crack on. But if you're struggling, it's okay to go and use another car. So, no idea where we're coming out here. Now, the leaders are... Oh, they picked as well. Okay. Don't think we're close enough to affect the leaders, to be honest with you. Okay, P5. Alright, that's good. So, mind game management. What I was talking about in my Watkins video last week. The one that's really blown up. If you're in this situation, just settle into your pace. Like, if you're evenly matched, brilliant. Stay with him, try to take advantage. If you're faster, brilliant. If you're slower, don't worry about it. Secure the best result you can. Don't throw your race away by being absolutely determined to take 4th place off this guy just because he's that close to you. You can see the mistakes, yeah? You can see the pressure. How long do you think before he makes a bigger mistake? That's what I'm talking about. Keep your mind together, keep your head together. There's no shame in someone being faster than you. You're all on different points in your journey. Alright, to stay on the brake, to not hit him. You see the difference between his line and my line. You see where he's turning in too wide and he just can't get on the throttle. This is where the BRZ's weak. You just can't draft past someone. Not that this straight is long enough, but you just can't get a run at someone. Oh, hello. Nearly ran wide. So 5 seconds off the lead, 4 laps to go. Even if we don't get a move done on someone, I guarantee we don't finish in P5. Something will happen to someone. Because we're actually catching the guys in front of P4. Oh, that might be a penalty. That's not the right line. Yeah, there you go, see? I still make mistakes. Plenty of them. Well, this race has been less chaotic than the others. Yeah, even I struggled to get through some of these lobbies to finish the race. This philosophy, this approach that I'm teaching you, it's all well and good, but there is still such a thing as absolutely unavoidable incidents and chaos. Stuff that there's just no way you could react to or necessarily even see coming. And due to the difficulty of this track, there's a lot of that this week. Trying to battle in the chicane, it won't work. Be patient. There we go. Don't go on the outside. There we go. There we go. I told you. I told you. What did I say? Something will happen. Because these guys just are not patient. And for the record, I don't think there was anything deliberate there. There was nothing deliberately dirty there. I could see what was happening. Go back and watch it. They're trying to race. But if this was like Watkins Group 4, then those guys probably don't end up taking each other out, because that's a much easier combination. But Group 3 Laguna, all of a sudden those guys are making mistakes. And then those mistakes get misinterpreted. And that happens. And that's essentially some of what happened to me. Like, yeah, okay, you could say it's my fault if I hit someone from behind, but for me, what's happening in these lobbies is their lines and breakpoints are so different, it catches me out. And then if you put a train of cars in front of me, they don't have the ability to drive in a train the way we do. Not that you can't learn it. And it's just very easy to accidentally tap someone. That's why I always say you need to back off if you hit someone, accidentally or not. Because otherwise it's just, like, those guys had a solid P4 and 5. If they were just both calmer and chill, they both bring home either P4 or P5. You know? I mean, what's wrong with that? That's a good result. This do or die mentality, that's what I'm trying to get people to calm down with. This do or die mentality is holding you back. This win or bin it mentality is holding you back. Just try and stay consistent and avoid it. Right, this was a good video. I'm pleased with this one. This was representative of a bad A lobby, but also one where we managed to pull through. Because that's the point, you don't always, right? You don't always. You can apply this as much as you like. You can try and be consistent, you can be intelligent, you can be smart, you can be patient. You can do everything right, and you still won't always manage to survive the race the way I'm trying to get you to just treat survival as the most important thing. It's still not always possible. Alright, so we're going to bring home P3, that's absolutely fine. I'm not pushing to try and catch this guy. I just want to lap like an A-rank driver and just see what happens. So hopefully this is the last one now. Hopefully after 5 of these videos, you guys really get the idea. You can see how the mentality stays the same. The car control improves and the speed improves as people go through the ranks. But the mentality of do or die, bull in a china shop, always going for a move, it doesn't. I hear people quote all the time that Senna said, if you no longer go for a move, you're no longer a racing driver, or if you don't go for a gap, you're no longer a racing driver. Do you know what my counterpoint to that is? Apart from the fact that it's majorly taken out of context, my counterpoint to that is, are you a racing driver? should you be taking Senna's advice? Was when Senna said that, did he have in mind gamers at home? Would he have considered gamers at home to be racing drivers? And if he did, at what point would he consider you to be a racing driver? Would he consider you to be a racing driver at A rank, A+? The stark truth of that is he would probably only consider the World Tour drivers to be racing drivers, or people very close to that level. So should you be applying Senna's advice of always go for a move? Because yes, he said if you no longer go for a bat, you're no longer a racing driver, but people only remember the first part. Staying patient, letting other people make mistakes, not going for marginal, low percentage, high risk moves, half-baked moves, not panicking to get past someone. It does so much for your driving experience and your skill and your improvement in pace. It really, really does. This was one of the more chaotic races we've done in this series, and this is A rank. So if you're lower than this and you look up at A rank and you think, wow, those guys are so fast, yeah, fine, they might be a lot faster than even lower ranks, but they're not racing drivers yet. Let's be honest about it, they're not racing drivers yet. All right, guys, thank you very much for watching this video. As I said earlier, I've got a fairly good idea where I need to go with my videos, I think, based on the feedback that I'm getting. Thank you to everyone who's liked, commented, and watched these videos. Feedback is overwhelming. The views are incredible on that one particular video last week, and I'm going to try and do my very best to give you guys meaningful content going forwards. As always, if you want to contact me about any of this stuff, you just want to have a chat about this stuff, then contact me on the YouTube comment section, Discord, DG Edge website, forum, whatever. I'm here to try and help you guys out. All right, thank you very much for watching. I will speak with you guys soon.